Hey guys, thought I'd put up a video of how my workflow on XFCE Manjaro. This is their latest release. Running it on my pretty new Dell Inspiron 13-inch 7378. Made a few modifications to the computer after I bought it. I've got a 500 gig SSD in it and 16 gig of memory. I dual boot it with Windows, and the only reason I do that, I hardly ever use the Windows, but with my work, once a year I got to do training. If you have Windows, you can do the training on the computer at home. Otherwise, I got to go into work and do 8 hours of work on the computer. So I just rather knock out bits and pieces of it at home. So that's the only reason I keep Windows on this machine. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it at all. But I was using i3 window manager. I was using Manjaro's spin of it, their community edition, and I liked it quite a bit, but there were just a few things that were kind of irritating that I couldn't get done. Maybe I could have got it done, but I just really didn't want to put the work into it because I'm kind of lazy. But I loved having workspaces, and I loved being able to use the keyboard for pretty much everything, and staying away from the mouse. And started looking at XFCE and found out I could pretty much do that with XFCE. Also, I got to use this mouse every once in a while, but not very much. I need workspaces, which XFCE does just fine, and you can switch to them using the keyboard, so that's another plus. So here's workspace one. I use their drop-down terminal, the XFCE terminal drop-down, and it works great. Works just as good as the ones that come with GNOME or KDE. To pull up my programs, a lot of times, instead of having to go to the drop-down menu, the ones I use the most I have set up on this program called GNOME Pi. Right there, you can see it at the top here. It's a great little program. Here's how, just hit control space, it brings up this little launcher, and just hit, I'm going to use Firefox here, hit F, enter, and it brings up Firefox. I also use a plug-in here on Firefox, so I can pretty much drive Firefox with the keyboard. So I don't know, let's see here. We'll just search for I just hit F and then follow the link. Apparently Mastodon's a band, I didn't know that. Control H to go back. If I hit O, take me to that bar. If I hit Control O, take me to the search bar. Or Shift O, sorry. But yeah, that's it's great to be able to use Firefox with all my Vim commands. So that's usually what I got going on Workspace 2, or Workspace 1, I'm sorry. So then I just hit Control and the F keys go to the different workspaces. So Control F2 here. Bring up my GNOME Pi, my terminal. So I like to use the terminal and tmux together. So you can see here what I got going on. This information here is a command line utility called ANSI Weather. I work for the railroad, so I like to have the weather in my hometown of Lincoln, and then I go to Kansas City, so I like to have the weather there. Give me the current weather and a forecast, and then I use another utility, GCal CLI, that accesses my Google Calendar, and so anytime I restart Zish, it just gives me that information. I mean, it does make loading Zish a little slower, but it's not that bad. But like with that GCal CLI, it's kind of nice. I've got an alias set up for it, but you can look at your calendar, Apparently I didn't type it right. So I don't remember what my aliases are for it. Got Figlet up there top. That's what's giving me that heading there. But yeah, the GCal CLI works really good. So, like I said, here on first window here in TMUX, usually where I have my terminals. Then on 2, or on, well, actually it's 1. So on 1 is usually where I do my Vim work. I need to set up a keyboard shortcut for resizing these panes because I do it all the time. Just been lazy and haven't done it yet. So I usually run Vim up here. I've been using Space Vim. Kind of nice. I don't know if I'll stick with it. I'm going to run it for a month and see how I like it. But you know, I had tried out Space Emacs or Space Max, whatever it's called, and really like that. But I just wasn't, you know, I like using the terminal, and so I really wasn't into Emacs. So Space Vim kind of likes Space Max. We'll see how it goes. But you know, I can run my programs up there, and then if I need to do any work in terminal, just hit Alt down, and can run commands in here, compile. I've been trying to learn program in C, so I have to come down here a lot of times to do my compiling. So yeah, that's how I use window 1, and on 2 over here. It's usually where I run my email. I use Mutt. I use multiple accounts, so I've got it set up where I can just hit different keys to go to my different accounts. So Shift C, I go to one. Shift K, I go to another one. Right now I'm using for my passwords, save, you know, using GPG, saving a GPG file. I'd really like to use Pass. I haven't figured out how to get that, because I mean I can get Pass to work with offline IMAP, but for what I need, I don't need to store my email on my computer. It's fine sitting in Gmail, so I don't use offline IMAP or anything. I tried it. I tried iSync, and it's just not something I need. So right now, I guess I'll just use Mutt with GPG passwords, and then also use GooBook with Mutt, which is kind of nice because whenever I need to email somebody, then I can pull up my contacts, my Google contacts with GooBook. So over on Windows 3, I've just kind of gotten into Mastodon, and somebody made a Mastodon command line client, so do that over here. Check out what's going on in the Mastodon world. Also use Twitter, so via Rainbow Stream. Of course, I got aliases set up for all these. Then over on 5, I'll pull up my IRC. And over on, oops, messed that up there. Over here is where I'll get my torrents from. Of course, completely legal torrents. And then I use the ARIA2 downloader to download anything. So I've got that set up in my dot file there to automatically use ARIA2. So that's pretty much how I use Terminal and tmux. So then over on Workspace 3, where I'll get Spotify. Gotta use the mouse now. So you can see over here, I've got it set up in tmux that it shows what's playing on Spotify. So over on Workspace 4, this is usually where I use KeyPass. I've been using KeyPass for a long time. I got KeyPass on my Android phone. I'd really like to start using Pass. I've messed around with it a lot. It's super easy to use, and plus with the drop-down terminal in any workspace I'm in, I can get to my Pass files from there. The only reason I haven't completely adopted it yet is I haven't taken the time to get Pass set up on my Android phone. Somebody made a app for it, so you can do it. I just haven't taken the time to do it. So I'll probably start using Pass here in the next month or so, whenever I just take the time to get that set up. So then over on Workspace 5, this is usually where I'll do my VirtualBox stuff. Been messing around with BSD variant. Works kind of nice. Ghost BSD actually works pretty good. So yeah, that's where I have my VirtualBox stuff going on, and then over on Workspace 6 is where I might watch some shows. So been trying to catch up on the new Twin Peaks is coming on. I never watched the old series, so I've been thinking about catching up with it. But yeah, that's pretty much my workflow with XFCE. That's how I use it. As you can see, I hardly use the mouse at all, so I can pretty much use it almost like I did i3 with all keyboard commands, which is great. So I don't really have my dot files organized enough to put them up. Maybe I'll get around to that. But if you have any questions or about anything I'm doing here or any programs I'm using, just write a comment and I'll try to get back to you and let you know how I did it. So thanks, guys. Have a good one.